They're just tiny insects. How much do they really matter? Here's what I'm thinking. Let me know down in the comments what you're thinking. Hey everyone, Dana here. In the comments on my video about free public transportation in Germany, I saw a request to do a video about the referendum taking place here in Bavaria that's called Rettet die Bienen, Vögel und Schmetterlinge, stoppt das Artensterben, which translates to save the bees, birds, and butterflies, stop the species extinction. So if you came here, if you clicked on this video to hear all about that initiative, I'm afraid I have to say you're in the wrong place. That's actually not exactly what I'm going to be focusing on in this video. I'm not going to be focusing on the ins and outs of that referendum in particular. I'll put a link to more information down in the description box below. If you want more information on that, voting will take place here in Bavaria from January 31st to February 13th. But I am going to take that video idea request and talk a little bit about the birds and the bees. I probably should have phrased that a little differently. Anyway, the birds and the bees, let's go. Many of the English language articles and videos that I've read and watched on this topic have used quite alarming words like Armageddon, apocalypse, and catastrophe to describe the drop in insect numbers, which has also been described with quite sobering words like plunge, crash, and steep decline. I'm not going to spend this video listing out the many studies showing this alarming trend to be the case. There are plenty of articles and videos detailing that. I will link to some of them in German and in English down in the description box below, but a quick Google search will surely return lots and lots more. This is something that is being witnessed and experienced all over the world. And I think also just anecdotally, a lot of us have probably noticed this decline in insects in our own lives. People who are my age might remember summer nights filled with insects buzzing all around, fireflies lighting up the night sky. Fast forward to now, I almost could not believe it when I saw a firefly last summer. I was really so shocked at seeing it. I almost didn't even believe it at first. I don't know when the last time before that was that I had seen a firefly. A while, that's for sure. And when I was little, there were always so many of them every summer. It had been so long that I had seen a firefly that I almost forgot that they actually existed. And I guess that's because, well, not as much of them do exist anymore. I mean, it is not simply a coincidence that I hadn't seen a firefly for years. Okay, so many insect species, including fireflies, butterflies, bees, but also many, many more, are plummeting. Why? It's the pesticides, right? Yes. And other things. From what I found, and again, more information down in the description box below, high use of pesticides definitely plays a role, but there are also many other factors, including climate change in general, as well as monoculture farming. So with monoculture farming, you've got lots and lots of, for example, perhaps those bright yellow rapeseed fields, but not a lot of diversity when it comes to flowering plants. So not as many wildflower-filled meadows for the insects. And I'm especially talking about pollinators like bees here, but also other insects to feed on. If bees only get pollen from one or two kinds of plants, that can make them weaker. I mean, think about it. If you only got your food from one or two kinds of food, you'd probably feel sluggish too. Another problem that I saw come up multiple times was the encroachment of humans into the animal world. And I put animal world in quotes because we are obviously animals and thus part of the animal world, but I think you know what I mean here. We are building and expanding and cutting off the habitats where the insects and other animals live because, you know, we built a road or we cleared an area to farm. We have separated the natural area into these tinier clumps, which can lead to inbreeding and, again, weakening of the species. One solution for this, though, that I found could be to build what is called wildlife corridors. So areas built to connect the wildlife. So kind of like how we connect land masses with bridges, I see it kind of like that, but for wildlife, connecting the different patches of wildlife so that we don't have these tiny patches of wildlife totally removed and separated from each other. Now, remember those scary words that I mentioned like Armageddon, apocalypse, catastrophe? Let's bring them back for a second. Insects are a very, very important part of our ecosystem. They play an absolutely crucial role in keeping our ecosystem healthy and balanced. Balance is key in this world. We learned about that in elementary school, right? The food chain. Bees eat pollen, help to pollinate the plants. Birds eat bees. Other things eat birds. Without the bees and other bugs, no pollination of plants. Where's that food source for the birds? Well, that's right, it's gone. And then the food chain is mega disrupted, which is not good. Not good for the animals on that food chain, not good for us, because don't forget, we are an animal on that food chain. For people who say, but there have been mass extinctions of species on this planet before, there will be mass extinctions of species on this planet again. I guess to that I would say, you're absolutely right. It's true. There have been mass extinctions of plants and animals on this planet before, and the planet itself is still here. It continued to exist. Yeah, the planet will still be here. Same thing goes with global warming. People often talk about needing to save the planet. The planet will continue to exist. What we mean is that we need to save our home. This is our home, and we are only able to survive on this planet because planet Earth exists within a particular set of parameters. If the climate changes too much, if the insects die out, the planet itself will still be here, but the animals living on the planet right now, well, what happened to the animals during the last few mass extinctions? Not such a good outcome if I remember correctly. So my question for you is, I mentioned the Rettet die Bienen, Save the Bees referendum going on here in Bavaria at the beginning of this video. What other campaigns, initiatives, actions, votes on this topic are going on right now or in the near future where you live? What are some of the things that you try to do to protect our home on this planet? Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Over here are some other videos that you might enjoy. Down here, some other fun things to check out. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Maybe click that like button if you enjoyed this video. A really big thank you so much to our patrons who support us on Patreon. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen.